Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome to ACAB True Crime. Tonight, I will be doing the fourth installation of this long series that I will be doing on the uh, new unsealed police records from the Moscow Police Department that they released last week after Kohberger's plea hearing. So last week, or I think the last time I went live was maybe 3 nights ago, like on Friday night, and I was super out of it. And I had been up and doing stuff for like too long, and I sounded, I think by the end of it, pretty delirious from what I remember, but I don't remember much. So I'm gonna just kind of like start over from that. And we'll start with document number 42, like the first two streams. So part one and part two, we're covering the first 39 documents, and then the last one was covering 40 through 42. But like I said, I didn't finish 42. So I'd say if you're going to skip any of them, probably skip part three, but maybe it might be entertaining to see me look like a crazy person. And then today we're going to start again, like I said, at 42. And I've gotten extremely good sleep over the last 3 days, so I'm not sure how long this will go. I think at some point Streamline or StreamYard's gonna like clock me out for enough of the like tapping out of the free hours of streaming or recording, but um Chat GPT and I are gonna talk about that after tonight to figure out something else. So, but as I have been doing, and I think as I will continue to do just for the good juju of it all, I'm going to continue reading a little spell before we get started and spray some protection spell because, as we know, these documents are definitely um, a little just, yeah, bad vibes. They're like super sad and messed up about what a lot of people, just about the crime scene and all of that. Plus, we don't really know what's behind all of this. So, whoever wrote these documents and whether or not they had good or bad intentions, just making sure that we level that out. So, I will start again. Like I said, oh shit, I don't have a lighter by me. Okay, I'm sorry, but uno momento. There's also like a pretty big scene. There's been a lot of storms going around where I live in Minneapolis. So if you hear like a loud cracking noise in the back, that is the scary storm going on outside. Actually, where I live, it wasn't as bad as it was in other places in Minneapolis yesterday. But today I've been seeing stuff online. Like you're supposed to get like a Jericho, like those things that can go up to like 100 miles per hour wind in them. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, but it definitely seems like we're getting another storm. All right, so our short little mantra spell that we'll do today, I'm going to light some incense that I found. I'm house sitting right now, and I usually have a ton of incense. I do have a ton of incense at my house, but at my apartment, I found this, so I'm going to light it. All right, so pages unsealed, truth revealed. I read with fire. My space is shielded. Oops. No badge. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right, we'll just hopefully. Did you hear that? That was thunder. Oh, and I'm gonna ring a little bell. No badge or threat shall bend my view. I seek what's real. I speak what's true. So mote it be. Okay. Well, let's just dive right in. As we know, we have a ton to cover. I haven't really been online much this weekend. It's Monday night right now. Um, and so I'm not sure really what's come out or how far other people have gotten in the docs, but I have not jumped ahead and looked over it myself, even though I've been tempted to, because I just want to have the full reaction here. So yeah, starting with document number 42, and thinking about it too, even after all these come out, or after all these get read and gone through or whatever, there's going to be, I think, even more obviously, put forth too. So, all right, let's add this to the screen. Okay, cool. All righty. Yeah, I still can't figure out how to not get this side color thing on there. Like, let's see, present. Nope, still can't. Damn it. How do I stop presenting now? Escape. Gosh, yeah. That's weird. Dang it. Stupid. Oh, what the hell? That's weird. That's fine. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not fine. Hold on, hold on. All right. Actually, damn it, you guys. All right. I guess I just have to keep that up there. There's got to be a different way. Let view. Show toolbar. We show bookmarks. No. Enter full screen. No. All right. Whatever. I'm sorry about that. So. Alrighty, I'm gonna do the color today. I'll do green. All right. So again, starting on document number 42. It is, the date is 11/28/22 and 13/49. It's by Lawrence Mowry. Let's see. But as we mentioned last time a bunch of times, they're like right here, it's dated 11/15. So that's weird because it's like, is it before it says that it's like the date is 11/28. To me, that like suggests that that's like when it got published, whatever, entered into like the case files and probably after the review, you know. But for the dates for 11/15, maybe is that like when he wrote it? Like that doesn't make sense. And then also now it's talking about 11/13 and like talking to people, so I don't really know what that means either. So. But it says on November 13th, 2022, I was directed, this is Lawrence Maury again, I was directed to interview potential witnesses in regards to the incident at 1122 King Road. The following interviews were conducted at the Moscow Police Department. Interview 1, Dylan Mortensen, date of birth, whatever, 2023. Okay. On 11/13/2022, Dylan was interviewed in regards to the homicide investigation at 1122 King Road. Dylan said she was a resident of the house where the incident occurred. Dylan said she was at a blank party at around 10:30 hours on 11/12/2022 where she was drinking. Dylan said she went to blank house. I don't think we know what that is. But we could find out. I'm gonna write that down as a note to just be sure that I follow up on that because I know that I think we have this information already, or that just from other people talking with Dylan. Okay, so Dylan night before. Um, Blank party at around 10:30 hours where she was drinking. Dylan said she went to blank house. Dylan said she believed she arrived home between 12:30 and 1 on 11/13/2022. Dylan said she thought Bethany arrived home 20 minutes after she arrived. Okay. Because remember before too, they said that Dylan and Bethany were all in the apartment watching Vampire Diaries. but I'm not sure exactly like what time that was. If that was like when Kaylee and Maddie got home. Dylan said she believed Maddie and Kaylee arrived home at around 1:30 or 2 hours at 11/13/2022. Also, there was someone else that I'm almost positive I'll have to like review them maybe. Like who else? Who's the one that said that they thought that they got home at like 2:30? Wasn't that like Jack Showalter or something? Maybe not, but okay. Dylan said up to this, nothing weird had happened during the night. Dylan said she and her friend L question mark came home, followed by Bethany from blank. So she said, "Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't heard, the place where I'm at right now has a cuckoo clock and also like a grandfather clock. So I apologize in advance." Um, okay. She and her friend L, I'm gonna do say what? Um, followed by Bethany from blank. But obviously Bethany was somewhere. I thought that there was like somewhere where Bethany went with um wasn't Bethany the same place where Kaylee was like earlier that night? Like where Maisie was the sweetheart or something. They were all at like some frat party. So is Dylan saying that they were at the same frat party? Wait, what was that? Okay, now I'm confused. Sorry. This is like where I wish I knew all of the nitty-gritty details, but I do know a lot. So, but yeah, like it was like Dylan said, no, there was like a sweetheart party that Macy went with her siblings, and then Xana and Ethan were at a party with Dylan. I thought that was all happening too. And I guess Bethany also said, I think like a couple pages ago that she was she at that party? No, they were like all at the White House or something. Or White Apartments. Okay. Dylan said Elle lived at the blank house and Bethany was her roommate at the residence. Okay. So there isn't any sorority houses, is there? Or maybe that's like a different college that I'm thinking about from a friend of mine. No, there were sorority houses at my friend's college. So maybe this is the place that doesn't have sorority. Um, and Bethany was her roommate at the residence. Maybe, fuck, dude, maybe B's not the right one. I did write out all of the names that were part of the, like I did go back and I reviewed like what the initials were, but of course I can't freaking find it now. Oh, I think I do know where they are. Let me go grab that real quick. Oh shit. Okay. Well, crap. I can't find it now. That sucks, you guys. I like actually did write down all those things. Okay. Well, whatever. I'll do that again because I'm pretty sure we know a lot of the different names. Damn it. Maybe if I take a little break, I can go look for it or something. Okay. Dylan said when Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez came home from the corner club at the same time and everyone went to bed. See, that's like weird too. That's different from what Bethany said because Bethany said that they came home and then she went outside to go take the dog outside with uh one of the girls. I can't remember if it was like Kaylee or Maddie, and then she came back in, went to bed, and then woke up sometime after with someone asking where the dog was, and then she was like awoken by a flashbang or something, which is totally weird. Dylan was asked about the layout of her house. Dylan said Kaylee's room was directly above her room. Dylan said she lived on the second floor and Kaylee lived on the third floor. And wasn't this all when like Kaylee had already moved out too? Dylan said Kaylee and Maddie both lived upstairs on the third floor in separate rooms. Dylan said Xana lived lived closest to the bathroom on the second floor, and Bethany lived on the first floor. When asked about Murphy, Dylan said it was a dog owned in common between Kaylee and her ex-boyfriend, Jack. Dylan said there were no apparent issues between Kaylee and Jack. Dylan said Maddie had a boyfriend named Jake S. Stryker, or something like that, who was in Boise at the time of the incident. Dylan indicated Xana was dating Ethan Chapin, who was in the room with her at the time of the incident. Dylan did not know if anyone would want to hurt Ethan when she was asked. Dylan was asked if she saw any cars in that area that should not be there. Dylan said, no, I was not really looking at that, which I think we find out later. There's like a lot more cars that were there that are not usually there. Dylan said she woke up at around 0400 hours on 11/13/2022, where she could hear Kaylee and Murphy, the dog, dancing. Dylan said she knew it was Kaylee because she recognized her voice and could hear Murphy barking. Okay, so that means that she did hear for sure Kaylee saying something around 4 o'clock in the morning, according to her. Dylan said she heard Kaylee go upstairs, then say there is someone here. Dylan said she thought she heard Kaylee run back down the stairs. Dylan said Kaylee sounded scared when she made the statement. Okay, so trying to just like regroup here real quick. So she says that she heard Kaylee and Murphy the dog dancing, and which is like a weird thing to say, kind of. But then she thought she heard Kaylee run. So is she saying that Kaylee was downstairs with the dog and then ran upstairs to go tell like Maddie that someone was there? Because that's like confusing. And then she thought she heard Kaylee run back down the stairs. That's all very strange. That seems confusing. Like to me, it would be like, because it's almost to me, it sounds like Xana ran up the stairs. Like, I think that might have been what happened or something. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I have very good theories right now about what all that was or like what how that all happened. Dylan said at this time she jumped up, locked the door because she did not know what else to do. Okay. Dylan said she called out Kaylee's name and did not indicate if she got a response. And did not indicate? Well, like you didn't clarify? Like that's weird. Maybe that's what happens when you write police reports like a month after the fact. So that's interesting. I would also do the same with her if I heard that there were like multiple people in the room or like saying someone's here and sounding scared. I would also lock my door. Um, Probably would call 911 too, but um, okay. Then she said, Dylan said, then she tried to call Kaylee, Xana, and Maddie on their phones. Dylan was asked if she saw anyone come downstairs or heard anything. Dylan said, no, I don't even know how they got in. We're usually pretty good about locking doors and never had problems before. I was just really random. Probably it was just really random, which I think also doesn't go along with what other people have said because I thought that other people were saying that they never did lock the doors. When asked again about the series of events, Dylan said she opened the door when she cried out to Kaylee, then closed the door because she was scared. Okay, so she's saying she's in her room, it's unlocked, she was in bed, she got woken up by some noise like going on, it sounds like with Kaylee and Murphy, and that she heard, did she say Kaylee went upstairs first? Yeah. She said she thought that she heard Kaylee go upstairs, say there's someone here, and then Kaylee go back downstairs. But I think maybe she might have mixed it up with maybe something with Xana was going on, or who knows. Anyways, then she locks the door, tries to call all the girls, and then opened the door again and said Kaylee, and then shut the door again because she was scared. It's like, okay, weird. Then Dylan said she then opened the door again and heard who she thought was Kaylee, but could have been Xana, crying in the bathroom. So she's on the second floor, further away from the bathroom than Xana's room, but she heard someone in the bathroom, which I thought I remembered that here, like really early on too, was that there was someone or there was like evidence found in the bathroom that there was like blood found in the bathroom or something. So I don't know if we hear that in here or not. Um, then she said, Dylan said she then heard a man's voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Dylan said it was weird because the statement was not in a nice way, and the voice was one she had never heard before. Okay, well that's interesting. She didn't recognize the voice, and she said it didn't sound like it was in a nice way. The statement was not in a nice way. What did it sound like then? I want Dylan to have like do an interview. Like, was it like, it's okay? I'm like a joker or something. Like, I'm going to help you. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't know. Like, I just wonder how that actually sounded. Didn't they record these? Like, do we have recordings? I mean, I would assume they're recording investigation interviews, right? Um, Dylan said she called out to Kaylee again. So this is now a second time she called out to Kaylee, and there was no crying after, and she did not know what happened after that. So at that point, she's saying that then Kaylee, like all of them must have been dead at that point, right? Um, Dylan said she opened the door again, and the guy is right there. Dylan said she called up to Kaylee again, and there was no crying after, and she did not know what happened after that. Dylan said she opened the door again, and the guy is right there. Dylan described the male as approximately her height, 5'10", or a few inches taller, not skinny, but athletic build. Dylan said the suspect was wearing all black with masks that covered just his forehead and goes around his face. That covered just his forehead and it goes around his face. That's weird. I don't know what that means either. I'd like clarification on that. Dylan showed with her hands the mask opened. No, the mask exposed his nose. Okay, Dylan showed with her hands the mask exposed his nose, but covered the mouth area. So it was like a mask that just had his eyes and his nose, but then no mouth and went around like his whole head. Dylan said she believed the suspect was white, but did not remember eyebrow color or what his eyes looked like. Okay. Dylan said when she saw the suspect, he saw her and just left. Okay, that's weird. Um, I don't remember them talking about that, but it's weird that she would like, I guess, admit or indicate that the guy saw her. Like to me, that makes more to explain on her part. Like it would have been easier for her to be like, well, he must not have seen me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a little sip. Sorry, I'm like getting kind of dry mouth. Dylan said she saw the suspect. He saw her and just left. Dylan said she believed he was holding something near his stomach or belt line. Dylan used both hands to point straight out from her abdomen. Used both hands to point out from her straight out from her abdomen. He was holding something. So like this. He's like holding something in both of his hands. Um Dylan then moved her hands apart and back together to simulate a bulge. What? Dylan said this area was black in color and she thought now maybe it was a gun. Dylan said the unknown object had an arrow shape. Dylan seemed really unsure and said she was tired during the event. Okay, that's interesting to me. Not gonna lie, like the way that this interview sounds, like I've always been like a little bit suspicious of the woman in the house, and like maybe there is more to the story that they're telling, but this interview makes it seem like she was really confused and that she didn't know what was going on. I mean, maybe she's like a really good liar, but this would be like really smart lying. Like, why would she actually say that she woke up and saw all this stuff? Like, she could have just said that she slept right through it all. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. That's something to think about. For me to think about, or anyone else that wants to think about it. Okay. Dylan was asked how long she believed it was from the time Kaylee said someone is here to when she saw the suspect. Dylan said she thought it was about 10 or 20 minutes. Dylan went on to say she was in and out of it and she did not fully remember the incident. Dylan was asked where the suspect was in the residence when Dylan saw him. Dylan said the suspect was between her bedroom door and the kitchen. Dylan said she remembered watching the suspect go out the kitchen door and leave. But remember the front door was open too? So that makes me think there was multiple people there. Dylan said at this time she closed her door and locked it as fast as she could. Dylan said the suspect did not walk toward her or say anything. Dylan said once the suspect left, she immediately called Bethany. Maybe B? Dylan said, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. So she did call Bethany. Dylan said once the suspect left, she immediately called Bethany. Dylan said Bethany informed her she heard a sound that sounded like a firework. Dylan then said she told Bethany she called everyone and they are not answering. I wonder what the firework was all about. It's so weird. Like seriously though, like what would that be? Huh. What and like it sounds like Bethany described, like that she was woken up by this like, firework, but it's like it was like a loud explosion, but did she actually see like a flash? Like what makes her think that it was a firework? I guess she didn't say that she thought it was a firework, just said it sounded like one. Okay, Dylan then said she told Bethany she called everyone and they are not answering. Dylan said she was in and out of it and believed everyone was just asleep. Really? Like that doesn't make sense to me. I want to interview Dylan. Like I want to get to the I really want to know it'd be nice to ask more follow-up questions. Like this Maori is obviously an idiot. Like how are you interviewing someone like this and you're not asking more follow-up questions than this? Like that's bizarre to me. Um okay. Dylan said she woke up at around 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock hours and called her roommates and no one answered. At 11 or 12, like really, dude, you don't remember between that hour? Like you obviously like looked at your phone, you were calling people. Yeah, no one answered. Dylan said she called H. That must be, I think that's Hunter. Hunter came to the residence, went upstairs, and told Dylan they needed to call law enforcement immediately. See, that's not the way that the 911 call sounds. Dylan was asked if there was anything else she wanted to share. Really, dude? Dylan said the noise Bethany described was a wait. Dylan said the noise Bethany described the noise as a loud boom, but Dylan did not hear it. How is that possible? She was woken up by Kaylee dancing with the dog, but she wasn't woken up by a firework explosion. It's not like that house was like super like soundproof and like couldn't hear other things. This is all very strange. Dylan was asked if any of her roommates shared any weird experiences in the last couple of weeks, or calls or texts. Dylan said no. It's all been normal. It's been all normal. Nothing weird at all. Nothing really weird happens in Moscow usually. When asked if there was any altercations at the blank party, Dylan said no, everything was normal, which makes me, remember there were reports of altercations and fights going on at the frat party. So it's like interesting that she's like, no, no, didn't hear any of that. And it's like, I mean, I guess like maybe the like gossip hadn't spread that next day or whatever. I really do want to get down to like, it would be nice to be actually like go through these and know exactly like what they're talking about in terms of like the party. So maybe I'll try to do that like too. Also, one more thing that I keep talking about and that I keep being like, no, I just want to read all these like Kohberger documents, but I stuff keeps coming up with that other live that I talked about that wanting to like discuss with stuff over on the Pacific Northwest that's currently is going on. And I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I feel like I need to do that really soon because it's going to be too far away for me to like really remember the specifics and it's going to waste like a lot of prep time. So I don't know if anyone has any suggestions about how to go about that, let me know, or what they would prefer. Okay. When asked if there were any altercations at the blank party, Dylan said no, everything was normal. Dylan mentioned again she was with D and X at the party. Who's D? D and S of the three. D was asked, Dylan was asked if she was asked if anyone was having sexual relationship, okay, my God, my bad. Dylan was asked if anyone was having sexual relations with anyone they shouldn't be. Dylan said no. That's like a weird way to put that. Dylan brought up an incident which occurred about a month prior. Dylan said she and Bethany remembered Kaylee saw a shadow while she was taking Murphy outside. I'm assuming outside. Dylan said Kaylee also mentioned when she was at blank 2 or 3 weeks prior, an individual was following her. So that's a place that we don't know about. But wasn't that like, remember they went into that smoke shop, like, was it Brian Enton or something? And like they were asking around and um they were like, yeah, like Kaylee mentioned having a stalker. And Dylan was like following her around. Um, but I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna take a little. I wonder if like YouTube notices that. Doesn't like it. Okay. Let's see here. I just want to, okay. A month prior, Dylan said she and Bethany remember Kaylee saw a shadow while she was taking Murphy outside. A shadow. Okay. I mean, that would happen to me too. Like up at my cabin or something, I'd be like, "Oh my God!" Like I freak myself out so easily. But like, it's weird that they would just remember one time and it was like just like a month ago. But I guess maybe it's not that weird. Um. Oh yeah, and then she was at blank 2 or 3 weeks prior, and an individual was following her. But remember, didn't they say that they like confirmed that Kaylee didn't have a stalker? So what's that about? Like, how were they able to confirm that when Dylan's like actually reporting that Kaylee was reporting a stalker? I mean, I guess just one person following you maybe doesn't count as a stalker, but to me, that's like sounds like stalkerish behavior, you know? Um, Dylan also said she arrived home one time and the door to the residence at 1122 King Road was found open. Which door? I wonder which door. Dylan said she hear Murphy barking a lot around 4:0400 hours, 11:13. This is such a shit show the way that this was written. Like what the hell? Sloppy AF. Okay. So I'm gonna just read it the way that it should be read, or that it probably was meant to be read. Dylan also said she arrived home one time and the door to the residence at 1122 King Road was found open. Dylan said she did not believe the slider door was locked the night of 11/12/22. Dylan said she hears Murphy barking a lot around 0400 hours. Oh yeah, dude, you already said that. This guy's dumb. Okay. So basically, she said she found the door open one time and that she heard Murphy barking a lot on the night that the incident happened around 0400 hours, which we already know. And that she did not believe the slider door was locked the night before the incident happened, which is kind of like, but I thought she said she always locked the doors. How would she know that that slider door wasn't locked? Um, and Oh, it's weird. She said so. Then she said she heard Murphy barking a lot when they were upstairs. When Kaylee's upstairs, it all sounds like a shit show. I blame this on Maury. What the heck, you know? Um, Dylan said she heard Murphy go outside barking as well. What, on that night? That's weird. Dylan was unsure if Murphy would chase the suspect outside. But didn't they find Murphy locked in one of the bedrooms when they got there? Well, that might have been a rumor actually, because I remember reading recently in like the documents between like, you know, 1 and 42 or whatever that the investigator said to put the dog in a room so it wouldn't interact with the crime scene. But do we know where Murphy was found before that? Because like maybe the reports were back in the day, like when it first came out, that when Murphy was found, it was in a room. It was after the investigators already put him in a room. Because that's also weird if you think about it. Because if the front door was left open and Murphy wasn't in a room, then that means like Murphy probably would have run outside and like run away, right? Like I doubt he would just sit there chilling. Like, so this is all pretty strange. Okay. Yeah, and she was unsure if Murphy would chase the suspect outside, but yet she heard Murphy barking outside around 4. Like, that's all weird. Dylan said she did not remember if the suspect who ran left the slider door open. But they did say that they found the slider door open in the morning, right? I'm pretty sure they did. All right. Interview number 2, Hunter Johnson, date of birth 1999. Hunter said around 1200 hours on 11/13/2022, Dylan called um, Emily. I'm assuming it's Emily. Hunter's girlfriend. Yeah, that's Emily a lot. Dylan told Emily she thought something was not right in her house. Dylan also told Emily she heard or saw a man in her house the night prior. Dylan asked Emily and Hunter to come over and make sure everything was okay because she locked herself in Bethany's room. Oh, we didn't hear that part before with like the interview we just read, that eventually Dylan ran down to Bethany's room. It sounds like she called her and got a hold of her. Um, so I wonder when that part got put in. Let's see. Okay. Hunter said he was the first person to get to the residence. Okay. Hunter said he entered the code to the front door where Bethany and Dylan were in Bethany's room on the first floor. Oh my gosh. Okay. Didn't we just read that the guy from that was walking the dog saw the front door open? Okay, first of all, this gives us new information in 2 ways. So he said he entered the code of the front door. First of all, why does Hunter Johnson know the code of the front door? That means that he could have easily been able to get into the house without someone letting him in, like the night before. To me, honestly, Hunter is like kind of suspicious to me. Um, at this point. I'm just like, something's kind of weird. But anyways, and then it also mentions like from before there was an interview, and the interview had like said that the guy walking by with his dog, he went on his dog walk in the morning, like around what did he say, like 8 or 9, 7 or 8. He said it was for an hour long, and that both times he walked by the door, the front door was wide open. This is not the slider door. But yet Hunter Johnson is saying he opened the front door and he needed a code to like open it. Like, okay, like which one is it? Or like, if that's true, like what happened in between 8 and 9 and when Hunter Johnson got over at noon, you know? Um, I'm gonna highlight that because it seems significant. He's the first to get to the residence. Okay. Blah blah blah. Where Bethany and Dylan were in Bethany's room on the first floor. Dylan and Bethany were telling Hunter they did not know what was going on, but yet they like called him over to help. Hunter said he went up the stairs and immediately went into Xana's room. Hunter said this was the only room he went to. Hunter said when he approached the door, it was only partially open. This is interesting. Hunter said when he opened it, he saw Xana and Ethan. Hunter said he initially did not realize all the blood was dried blood in the room. Hunter said he thought at first they had been drunk and left a mess. What, like wine or something? Hunter said when he stood there for a moment, he began to realize what he was seeing. Hunter said Bethany and Dylan were uncontrollably crying. Hunter said he told them to get out of the house and call law enforcement. No, dude, that's all lies. Remember the 911 call? That is not what happened on the 911 call, like at all. This is bullshit. I'm going to be like, this does not match up. I mean, I bet they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, they were so scared. So they were just having trouble, like, remembering what was actually happening. But it's like, really? Like, I don't know. That's pretty weird to me. Like, this doesn't match up at all. I have, like, I think I'm going to go back. I think something that I'm going to do, I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a little note real quick. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite pens is almost done. Um, well, And then, okay, so compare Doc 42 to actual 911 call. Because it's pretty far off. Like, I actually analyzed that, like, 911 call pretty extensively. Can't remember if I put it on YouTube, but it's definitely on TikTok. And, like, I make kind of comments on it because the way that even the 911 call takes place, or like what all goes on in the 911 call, is like kind of weird in the first place. It's like, why are you calling? Like, it didn't make a lot of sense. It definitely wasn't just Hunter. Like, for sure, Emily was over there too. It's not, and I think there was actually even like a third person there. And also, like, what, I don't know. We need more information. Like, why did he choose to go right up to Xana's room? Like, on the like 911 call, like, it sounds like actually like Dylan is talking to other people and being like, come on, we got to go check if she's breathing. But it was like, I mean, that 911 call is not like super short. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't enough time. It definitely wasn't when Hunter came running down being like, call 911. Like, he came running out being like, get out of here. But I don't know. I guess it could be said that he was just so like traumatized by it all and things kind of just blurred together and he didn't realize they were already on the phone. But he did get on the phone right away. So he knew the phone was right there to grab. Okay. So, anyways, Hunter said then he then went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife from the drawer. See, I feel like this doesn't match. Okay. Hunter said he then went into the room and checked the closet to make sure there was not anyone else in the room. Hunter said, so like what, like in Xana and Ethan's room? Um, okay. Hunter said he checked for a pulse on both Xana and Ethan. I thought he said he just checked Xana for a pulse. Remember? Hunter said both of the bodies had rigor mortis and were cold with no breath or pulse. Hunter said he believed the two had been deceased for a while. I don't know. That all sounds weird to me. Hunter said he believed he left the knife on the folding table in the living room, which it sounded like there was one that he was sitting in front of when some of the police got there. Hunter said Ethan, maybe not Ethan, who's J and L, started to enter the house. Oh, see, here, he's lying again, or misremembering again. He's saying that Emily started to come into the house then, but Emily was already there. And then J and L, can't remember who those people are. Oh my God, was it Jack? It was Jack, wasn't it? And then I think L is Loach, isn't it? Um, Hunter told them to get out of the residence. Hunter said this was about the time Moscow PD arrived on the scene. Yeah. Hunter said the officer told him to stay where he was at. Hunter said he did not know if anyone else was upstairs as he had not gone anywhere else in the house. Hunter said he had trouble comprehending what he was seeing. I believe that. Hunter said he was not at the blank party the night before. Okay. The same one that Dylan was at and other people. Hunter said he and Ethan were texting the night prior, so on Saturday night, on 11/12/22 by phone. Hunter said Ethan wanted him to come over, but Hunter chose not to. Hunter said he knew Ethan, he's known Ethan since fall of 2021, so a year. Yeah. Hunter said he was in blankety blank, and Ethan was a member of blankety blank. Okay, I wrote this part down too. Damn it, you guys. Like, where did I put that little, like, cheat sheet that I had? I'm so annoyed with myself. I had, like, 2 full cards that are full of information about these guys. That have, like, all their, and, like, which stupid sororities and fraternities they were in. Because Ethan and, Hunter weren't in the same one. And, like, Hunter really wanted I remember Hunter wanting Ethan to be in his. Like, to me, like, I know this is like, this was just a feeling I got, and I don't think it's necessarily true, but it was just like kind of something in my mind that came up. But when I saw Hunter's like little speech about, you know, um, can't remember where it came from. I don't think he was at the memorial service, but maybe he was. But it sounds like they said he wasn't. But anyways, somewhere he talked about his memories of Ethan, and it was all about how he always had to buy Ethan alcohol, and Ethan would never pay him back, and that he would always try to beat Ethan at basketball or golf or something. And to me, it just sounded like jealousy. It was weird. And then also, like, it almost sounded like he maybe even had like a little bit of a crush on Ethan. Like, I know that sounds weird, but that was just kind of the vibe I got. Hunter said Loach. I'm assuming Ella's Loach. But, oh, yeah. Hunter indicated J and E were in the same sorority and were roommates. J and E. Emily lived with J, whoever J was. Is that what we know? They live next door. Um, Hunter said Loach, who was also present, was in the fraternity blank and was currently dating Jay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Jay and E live together, and Hunter dates E, and Loach dates Jay, but Hunter and Loach are in different fraternities together. But I thought that Hunter was like getting his master's or some shit. Can you be in a fraternity and be in a master's program? I thought it was just like an undergrad thing. Um, he said Loach, who was also president, was in blah blah blah. Hunter said he and Loach stayed at Jay apartment with Emily and Jay the night of 11/12/22. So that means that Loach and Hunter Johnson were like right next door the night that it happened, staying with each of their girlfriends on 11/12/22. And Hunter was asked when was the last time he was at 1122 King Road. Hunter indicated he was last at the residence on 11/12/22, where he was pre-gaming for the Vandals football game. So this was like that morning, then it must have been like that Saturday morning. Hunter said he got to go, oh wait, said he got to the residence at around 1200 hours or 1300 hours and left at about 1430 to go to a different party. Okay, so they were pre-gaming for the Vandals game until 2:30, he says. No, until 2. No, until 2:30. And then he went to a different party. Hunter said the last time Ethan was at no, Emily was at 1122 King Road was Friday, 11/11/22. So where was Emily? So Emily wasn't pre-gaming. Hunter knew Xana and Ethan were dating for 8 months. Is he talking about Ethan or Emily, I wonder? There. Because he said Hunter said the last time E was at 1122 King Road was Friday, 11/11/22. Hunter did not know of anyone who had issues with Ethan and Xana dating. Oh, gotcha. Hunter estimated Xana and Ethan were dating for 8 months. Hunter said he knew Xana very well through his girlfriend Emily. So Emily and Xana were really close. But he's saying he knew Xana very well through Emily. But like Hunter and Ethan were friends otherwise, right? Um, Very well. He knew Xana very well through his girlfriend Emily. Hunter said he was not very familiar with Maddie or Kaylee. Hunter allowed pictures to be taken of his phone of the conversation between him and Ethan. Oh, I wonder what those said. Hmm. So he said the last time he talked to Ethan. Oh, he said the last time he talked to Ethan was that night because Ethan was trying to get him to go over to the 1122 King Road house, but then Hunter didn't go. All right, interview number 3, JM. So this is the roommate of Emily and the girlfriend of Loach, who lives next door to 1122 King Road. But for some reason I don't know her name. JM. Um, she was born in 2003 too. Okay. Jay said she texted Bethany at 11:20 hours on the morning of 11/13/22. I wonder why. Jay asked Bethany if she was awake. Oh, I guess we're finding out. Jay said Bethany called her back at 11:49 hours. Bethany told Jay she and Dylan were in Bethany's room. Jay said B was freaked out. Bethany was freaked out because her roommates were not answering the phone. All right, hold on. Sorry, just one little read. I know I'm like kind of talking a lot, but um, that's weird because it's like so now like Dylan's being like, oh yeah, I don't remember if I woke up at 11 or 12. Okay, and then but she's I guess she slept in Bethany's room until then, and then now it sounds like Jay is texting Bethany at 11:20 for like no reason, right? Just out of the blue, like, hey, you up? Like, why? Why was she texting her, being like, hey, you up? And then she didn't hear back for what, a half an hour from Bethany, and then Bethany's like, she and Dylan were, and she's like, so out of nowhere, Jay's texting Bethany, being like, hey, you up? Half an hour later, even though Dylan thinks she might have been awake during this time, Bethany texts her back and is like, a half an hour later, and is like, yeah, like me and Dylan are in my room right now, even though, okay, that all sounds weird. Jay said Bethany was freaked out because her roommates were not answering the phone. Jay said she heard Dylan on the phone in the background saying, I saw something. I wonder who that was to at 11:50. Jay said Bethany asked her to come over to 1122 King Road and pick her up. And pick her up. So who called Hunter again? It's weird. Okay, hold up. So weird. That's weird. So she didn't want them to come over to help. Bethany was just like, get me the fuck out of here, basically. Um, Jay said Bethany texted her while she was driving there. Driving there? I thought she lived like on that block or some shit. Like, where do they live? And pick her up. Oh wait, yeah, she texted her while she was driving there and said Ethan and Hunter, no, Emily and Hunter were on the way as well, but weren't they all together? Jay said as she arrived, MPD units were arriving as well. This is all weird. What the hell? Like, so she's driving from where? Like, I thought she was at her house with Loach, and I thought that was like super close to their house. Definitely Emily and Hunter got there like way before Loach and Jay. So that seems all confusing unless she like took a really long time to get together. Like, couldn't they just like walk back to her house and like use the car? Like that all seems really weird to me. Okay. Um, Jay said that's why the trial would have been awesome because then they could have like interviewed all of these people or like had them testify, like so okay. Um, and she's saying Ethan and Hunter were on the way there as well. It's like, no, like they've been there, girl. Like, what do you mean they're on their way? They've already like they already called the police and like the police are already there. Okay, like sounds like, Ethan said to call the police and the police were already there. But she's like, yeah, they're on their way. Like that sounds like really confusing timing, all of it. Okay. Jay said as she was arriving, MPD units were arriving as well. Jay said she did not go to the blank party, the same one that all of them the night before went, but went to a different one instead. All right, so now we have another party. Jay said Bethany and Dylan came to this other party after she left. Oh, really? Okay, now I want to go back. I want to like trace out their night. Oh, I already said I want to do that and Bethany's night before because it sounds like all kind of conflicting stuff. Like, weren't they at like some blank house? Or like, I mean, that's probably the same as apartments, but wasn't there like or as like the fraternities, but what about the white apartments? Like, where were all these parties and why didn't he get them to like clarify, you know? Um, blah, 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 blah. All right, Jay said Bethany and Dylan came to this other party after she left. Blank. Jay estimated Dylan left her party at 12:30 hours and Bethany left her party at about 100 hours on 11/13/2022. Okay, that aligns with what other people were saying earlier. Jay said she was in blank with Dylan, L, B, and Xana. Bethany and Xana. Oh shit, dudes. Is L a different name that's not Loach? Because this must be a sorority that they're all talking about. Anyways, Jay said Xana and Maddie were both in blank, but the dropped out, and Kaylee was in blank, but dropped out as well. Really? What? Dude, I think I kind of remember hearing something about that, but like, do we know if that's true or not? Like, why would they drop out? So both Xana and Maddie dropped out of the sorority? I feel like that's significant. That's like super significant that those two dropped out and Kaylee dropped out of different sororities, and like those three were the ones that were like part of this attack. Like, what? That seems suspicious. Like, definitely notable. Hold on, I'm gonna highlight that. I wish we could get this stupid black, like the actual reactions down. Okay, Jay suspected the girls dropped their respective sororities because of issues with other girls of the houses. Oh, really? That's interesting. With other girls in the houses. Well, who would that be? So, okay, wait, hold up. So Jay said she was in blank with Dylan, L, B, and X. Well, she must have been in it with Maddie then too, right? Oh, yeah, because if Xana was in it. See, that's weird. Like, which girls did they have beef with? Because, like, definitely talk to them. Jay specifically cited girls on the executive board who tell other members what to do. Who are they? What? Okay. Write that down. Executive board members in ZNM sorority. Hi, Lena. Hi, baby. My little cat just came in. She's so cute. Hi, Lena. I feel bad because I'm very close to running out of giving her food, and we're like at someone else's house, but she's doing all right. All right, so Jay suspected this was what they did not like. What? Tell other members what to do? Like, tell them what to do? Like, what? What would they be telling them to do? Jay confirmed she, L, B, and Dylan. So Bethany and Dylan, and this L chick that I thought was Lois, but isn't apparently. And Jay confirmed that they were still active members in blank in the sorority. Jay said the girls who were still active members of the sorority who chose to not live in the house did so because of money issues. I wonder why she mentioned that. Like, would it actually be cheap? Yeah, I guess maybe it would be cheaper. Wait. Oh, so there is a sorority house on campus, but it's cheaper to stay off of campus, and which might be true because I guess they have like sorority dues or something, but I don't know the specifics about that. I have a couple of friends that were in sororities, and one of them whom I'm seeing on Wednesday, so maybe I can get clarification on that. Jay confirmed she, L, B, and D. Yeah, I already said that. Jay said the girls who were still active members of the sorority who chose not to live in the house did so because of money issues. Jay said Maddie was Bethany's big sister in the sorority house. I think we knew that. Jay said she knew Kaylee saw a dark figure staring at her from the tree line when she took her dog Murphy out to pee. Jay said this occurred about a month ago at 1122 King Road. So that sounds like the same thing that Dylan was talking about. Jay said there has been lighthearted talk and jokes made about a stalker in the past. Oh, really? Like, ha ha ha. Jay said all the girls were slightly nervous about it being a fact, though. Okay. Jay did not indicate any social media issues or issues between the girls who lived together. So no issues between Bethany, Dylan, Xana, Maddie, Kaylee. Jay said there was no issue with girls from the blank sorority and the residents at 1122 King Roadhouse. Okay, but that is completely conflicting to what she just said. She said that she said that Xana and Maddie both left the sorority because of issues they were having with the executive members, but then now is saying that they didn't have any issues with the women from that sorority. Like, that Hello, follow up about that, interviewers. Um, Jay said the front door had issues with locking and sometimes it could be opened without a code. Interesting that she mentioned that. Hmm. Jay said she did not know the code to the front door, but Hunter did? Jay said she was unsure if the resident kept the back sliding door locked regularly. Okay. Interview number 4 with LB. So this is who I thought was Loach, but it's not. It's like a one of the girls that's in the same sorority as the one that Xana and Maddie were in, and the one that Emily and Dylan and yeah, this chick is them. Okay, so this chick is dating. Oh my God, maybe I got that all wrong above because I was thinking that Jay dated Elle and Elle was Loach, but maybe it's just that Emily, Jay. Well, I don't fucking know. If anyone knows what I just did wrong, can you please clarify, like down in comments? Because I'll go back through this, but that's confusing. Okay. 2002 is the birthday of this one, the LB. L said it is a he. What the hell, you guys? I'm so confused. Whatever. He did not go to the blank party. L said he went to sleep at 21 or 2000 hours, 11, 12, 22 at J apartment on Taylor Avenue. Someone's apartment on Taylor Avenue. Whose? Jack's? Jake's? Jack's was on Taylor, right? And so L is a he, and he didn't go to the party, and he went to sleep around 10 on a Saturday at Jack's apartment on Taylor Avenue. All right, so this dude's homeboy is with Jack D. They should they say like Jay's apartment, but it's like yo, like you should is it Jake D? Maybe they do say Jack D's apartment. You can see through these black ones. Sometimes like when it used to be, you would use like just like a black marker and actually like just do the blacking out, and sometimes you could actually like hold those up to the light and see the name, which is kind of cool. But Elle said Dylan, my bad. Okay. Elle said he woke up at around 2 or 3 hours. Elle said he, Jack, and E were up talking in the living room of the apartment until about 5 o'clock hours on 11/13/22. Who are these people? Elle said he woke up at around E and J were up talking in the living room in the apartment. Okay, so I do very strongly feel, and like correct me if I'm wrong, that this is Jack Decor, and that is very strange that he said he woke up at 2 or 3 and that he heard these two guys talking until 5 o'clock in the morning. But didn't Kaylee have records of calling Jack like 30 times or some shit? I don't think it was 30 times, like 6 times, 5 times or something, and it was like at 3 in the morning, right? Or 2:30 or something. That's super sus. All right. I'm sorry, but Jack is continuing to be sus to me right now. Both Jacks are sus to me right now. Okay. L indicated. Oh my God, you guys, I'm like fucking confused. So this is a he. Okay, so he is dating Jay. Okay, so this homeboy is dating Jay. So he's saying Jay. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so dumb. Okay. I'm gonna start over. My bad. Might be. So I think L is the guy, and L is dating Jay, and so this is an interview with L, and L is saying he didn't go to the party and that he went to sleep at 10 on Saturday at his girlfriend's apartment where she lived with Emily Alant, where Hunter also lived. Okay, so they're all there, and that's on Taylor Avenue at an apartment at Jay's apartment. And Al said he woke up around 2 or 3 in the morning and that his girlfriend and Emily were up talking in the living room in the apartment until about 5 in the morning. I want to know what they were talking about. Elle indicated Hunter was present but was not awake during this time. What did Hunter say about when he was awake or not? Didn't he say, I can't remember. It's above though. Okay, Elle indicated Hunter was present, blah, blah, blah. Elle said, what? Elle said they all went to bed at this time and woke up again around what he thought was 900 hours. So then all of them went to bed at 5? This is so confusing. Elle said Hunter and Emily came into the room where he and his girlfriend Jay were. Elle said Dylan called Emily around 10 and sounded scared. What? This is all over the place. Like either it's like they're just like hearing shit wrong or this is weird. Elle said Dylan told Emily someone had been in her house last night. Elle said Dylan and Bethany ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room. So that could have just been like mishearing something. Elle said Dylan informed them she did this because of her seeing someone in the house, and Dylan could only see his nose and his chin. That's the opposite, dude. What the hell is wrong with these people? Is it really this like bad of communication? Like now it almost makes me feel like they're like trying to confuse shit on purpose just to get everyone confused. Like this is weird. Elle said D was free. You know what? And also, Mallory is taking all these notes and he is writing it like 2 weeks after the fact. So it's like, is he just fucking all this up? Does he actually remember the specifics of what they told him? Like, that's suspicious to me. Okay. La 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 la. Blah blah. Some blah 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 blah. Elle said Dylan was freaking out and wanted them to come over to 1122 King Road. Really? This was at 10 o'clock? But they didn't get over there until noon? Like, why? Yeah. Elle said he walked with Emily J to 112 King Road from Jay's apartment on Taylor Avenue. But didn't Jay say she drove? What the fuck? Elle said Dylan and Bethany walked out of the house crying. Really? I thought that Hunter got there and that Hunter opened the front door, went inside, and then the like girls left. This is all just seriously a clusterfuck. Okay. La 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 la. Elle said Dylan informed them she blah 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 blah. Elle said Hunter arrived at the residence first because he left before them. Okay. But that's not what happened on the fucking 911 call. At least there was multiple other people on the 911 call. Hey Landon, good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. I don't know how long I'm gonna last tonight, but so far it's taking me a while. I'm already in it's like an hour and 10 minutes and I'm not even fucking through the first document that I tried to start. But at least I have a clear head tonight. So let's see. This one's almost over though. I'm gonna put this up so people are like bedtime story. It is a bedtime story, yes. And hopefully people feel good falling asleep to my voice. Okay, so Elle said, yeah, how have your last couple of days been, Landon? Hopefully good. Hope everyone that's on here right now is having a good Monday, had a good weekend. Better than the 1122 King Road residents, I'm sure. Okay, so Elle said he went into the downstairs door and Hunter told him, oh wait, hold up. They all walked out of the house crying. Elle said Hunter arrived to the residence first because he left before them. Elle said he went into the downstairs door and Hunter told him not to come upstairs. Elle said he did not know Ethan very well. Elle said he did not see anything on social media. About what? Oh, wait. Elle said he did not recall any talk between Xana and Jay about boy issues. Elle said he did not see anything on social media. Elle recalled an incident from about a month prior where Dylan said there was a guy stalking her. I thought that it was Kaylee that said that there was someone stalking her. Weird. Elle said he did not hear anything from the night prior. My interviews were recorded. Love that. Love that. Let's get those recordings. And have been uploaded to case file. And it was reviewed by Sergeant Lawyer Lawrence. Yeah, I want to see these interviews, dude. What's up with that? Are we going to be able to see those? Okay. All right. Moving on to document number. If we can move this little guy over. No, I can't. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like this is. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna put that down, and then I'm gonna do share this tab instead. Okay, here we go. Now we're on to document number 43, again by the idiot Lawrence Mowry, done on 11/29, which is my grandpa's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeepa. Although he's not alive anymore, so rest in power, Grandpa. At 14:09:56. All right, this is the eBay user warrant. Let's see here. On November, oops, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna try not to. Oops. What's going on here? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to remember that. All right, on November 29th, 2022, I found I had received two emails from Snapchat dated November 28th, 2022 at approximately $1,700. These emails provided links to download the data requested pursuant to the two warrants served on Snap on November 21st, 2021. The files were downloaded and saved onto a computer located in the secure computer forensic lab located at the Moscow Police Department. In examining the files, I located the user ID blank who showed subscriber information of RWP, born 1967. Okay, who'd that be? Weird. The data showed our purchase. What? This is Snapchat, right? No, this says eBay. Okay, so he mistyped something, right? I think that that's right. Sounds like this would be eBay. So RWP. Okay, 67. How old is someone that was born in 67? Okay, sorry, I'm not good at math. Okay, 67 would be 33 plus 22, 55. Is that 55? So someone's 55. So it must be someone's parents or something. But its last name is P. Okay, I don't know. RP. Okay. The data showed R purchased a K-Bar USMC brown leather knife sheath for 7-inch blades Marines number 1217S on August 14th, 2022. So this is just the sheath at 3:29 hours. So like way early in the morning on August 14th. I located two younger males associated with R and TLO. What the fuck is TLO? I have found TLO to be generally reliable. That must be like finding out information about people website or something. In previous investigations, those males appear to be R's son, TP and KP, born 1996 and 1994. In reviewing our eBay account, it appears he purchases and sells military memorabilia and equipment. I informed Sergeant Dustin Blaker of this information for follow-up. What the fuck, dude? I'm confused. Sloppy word. I don't like it. TPKP. If anyone knows who those are, let us know. In reviewing our eBay account, it appears he purchased. Yeah, we already said that. Okay. Wait, hold on. So he purchased. Okay, this dude purchased. And he's got two sons. And this is August 14th. but he also sells military shit. All right. I informed, Justin Blanker. Completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the courts. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to eBay. So this is this eBay? Yeah, it must be eBay because Snapchat doesn't sell shit. As this was the originating email address associated with the documents. All right. I'm so happy how quickly that one went by. Okay. On to document 44. Alrighty. This is the idiot Lawrence Mallory. Again, on my grandpa's birthday, 11/29 at 22 at 14:25. On November 21st, 2022, I requested and was granted a warrant for Snap. Okay, let's see if this is actually the one for Snapchat. For the accounts associated with the following identifiers. Okay, what's all this shit on top that's blacked out? Weird. Who else is on there? Well, for sure we know Kaylee, and then I would assume that would be her boyfriend, Jack DeClure, whatever. And then obviously I would say uh Dylan, what the fuck, I just forgot her last name and I've been saying it all freaking forever. Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen. Okay. On November 21st, 2022, at approximately 18:27 hours, I logged into the Snap Inc. law enforcement portal. I don't like that all of these stupid freaking companies have these like law enforcement portals and serve the warrants. I received an email. Okay, sorry. Because now I'm trying to figure out like, are these like portals like just law enforcement, like a free for all? Like you can just go see whatever? Or is this like for law enforcement to be in contact with these companies and then the company can like return what they requested in their warrant? Hopefully it's not just that all of it's open to law enforcement because that would be creepy. Everyone could just like, look at Snapchat shit, yeah, that would be ridiculous if that was the case. So it says, I received an email from blanket Snapchat Zendesk.com providing me with internal case ID blank and case ID blank. So does that mean that there were already cases started or some shit? On November 28, 2022, Snap Inc. sent 2 emails stating the files were ready to download. On November 29, 2022, okay, good. So at least they have to respond just with the specific shit that they, are looking at. So yeah, so don't worry, Lennon. They can't do that. Yeah. Logged on the portal and downloaded the files provided pursuant to the warrant. These files were downloaded to a computer in the secured computer forensic lab in the Moscow Police Department. An examination of the data will be conducted at my earliest convenience. Come on. I completed that's the problem with me. If I was ever a detective, I would always like be super unhealthy and like up all the time because I'd just be like super interested in finding this shit out. Although I guess I haven't done that the last couple of days when I've really wanted to know what's in these documents, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But I completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to return to the court. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to Snap, mailed to Bling Zendesk, and as this was the originating email address associated with the documents, and no one reviewed that. Oh, yep, they did. Lawrence did, and Mrs. Mari. Okay, sweet. On to document number 45. Okay, this is again from Lowry, my grandpa's birthday, 11/29/22 and 14/25. This is a cell phone warrant return from 11/17/2022 on November 17th, 2022. I received and I began to receive data from the cell phone providers in response to the warrants served on them. At approximately 13:52 hours, I received an email from blank at sfnotifications.com informing the files from Verizon for the requested phone call detail records and tower dump data was ready to be downloaded. Tower dump data. I logged into the share file portal and downloaded the corresponding files. Oops. I completed the warrant return receipt and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the court. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to the Verizon at blank blah 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 blah, as this was the originating email address associated with the documents. At approximately 15:30 hours, I received an email from RB. Okay, that's the guy from eBay. At inlandcell.com of Inland Cellular. Well, what is Inland Cellular? Is that like an old person cellular? That's weird. If anyone knows what Inland Cellular is, let me know because that sounds like it would be like, well, inland. So, oh, I wonder if yeah, maybe it's just like super, um, like, inland, like non-California, like places that are a little bit more sketchy, like with their service, like Idaho, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, that type of stuff. Um, and cellular. I want to know who this cellular. Why can't I spell? Whatever, I'll give it. All right, and it says this email included files containing the data requested regarding the tower dump data. I completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were also sent to Leta County's prosecutor office to be returned to the court. I also emailed. Oh, we already said that. It's the same guy that was the eBay guy. Wait a second. Oh, okay, I'm confused. In response to the warrant served on them. So there's a inland person, there's a Verizon person. But this is the same guy that's associated, but it says this was the originating email address associated with the documents. So I'm confused. The documents and the, huh. All right. At approximately 15:30 hours, I received an email from AT&T, blank at AT&T.com, informing the files from AT&T for the requested phone call detail records and tower dump data. I logged into the Global Legal Demand Center portal and downloaded the corresponding files. I completed the warrant, return, receipt, and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Lake County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the court. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to AT&T as this was the originating email associated with the documents. On November 18, 2022, at approximately 13:23 hours, I received 2 emails from T-Mobile. These emails included files containing the data requested regarding the T-Mobile call data records and tower dump data requested. I completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were also sent to the Lake County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the court, and also emailed a copy of the receipt to T-Mobile as this was the originating email address associated with the documents. Okay. So basically he's saying that he received all these documents that he asked for in terms of the cell phone data dump and what was the other thing called? The call detail records and the tower dump data, and he got it from AT&T, he got it from T-Mobile, Verizon, Inland Cell, and that's it, I think. Yeah, that's true. But then what is this saying down here where it's saying the RB guy from Inland Cell? That's fucking weird. So is at inlandcell.com this dude's own cell phone company? And he's he's the guy that sells the eBay shit? That would be weird, dude. Like, I'm gonna be like, what? Oh shit, yeah. I'm gonna be like, what? Say what? Okay. Alrighty, interesting. That would be weird if it was like some dude that I'm gonna Google inland cellular. What's it called? Inlandcell.com. Look. Inland. Oops, look. Inland says Something about emerged technologies. Ooh, I guess they're like based out of Pierce Drive, Lewiston, Idaho. Okay, interesting. So that makes sense because there is like when I lived up in Alaska, there was like different little kind of like companies that would go out and cover those areas that like maybe the bigger ones like maybe don't have the towers for. Maybe that's what it is, but yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, it's also weird. I don't get like why that like email address would be, you know, associated with the company. That's something I'm pretty confused about. All right, on to document 46. Lawrence Murray again, 11/29/22 at 14:35. This is T-Mobile amended warrant. On November 26, 2022, I requested and was granted an amended T-Mobile tower dump data warrant to include devices within a 2-mile radius. The original warrant included only 0.5 miles. Okay, well, that's interesting. So they're like, yo, so this is what they're talking about when he was like, so he's like, yeah, okay. You're not supposed to be able to do this, and this should definitely be illegal. And I like looked a little bit into this, and like this had to do also with like the cyber data. Like this is like a lot of the information that overlaps with that, and it's bullshit. Like you shouldn't be able to just be like, "Yo, who was all in this 2-mile radius of a red rum when it happened?" Like, no, you need to find out who you think this is that did this and then prove that they were in that area. Find out if they were in that area. You know what I mean? Like that is like that's like surveillance. It's like massive surveillance. It's like the government being able to see like where everyone is at like certain times. Like they shouldn't be able to do that like at all. Like you need to specify who you're looking for. Like you shouldn't be able to just get all of this information from them. Like that's bullshit that they let them do that. Like I don't know if anyone else agrees or understands the reasoning behind that, but like surveillance is a huge problem in this country. We do not want the government to be knowing where we are at all times, and this is like literally giving them the opportunity to do that. So that ain't cool. And yeah, anyways, it sounds like he sent he looked into the T-Mobile devices and it was only asked for 0.5 miles that were in the radius of like where this took place. But then it sounds like they didn't get anything back that they wanted, or they didn't get back what they were looking for. And so now they're like, never mind, can you actually give it to us within a 2-mile radius? Like, that's weird. And to me, remember, they don't have his cell phone. Like, I can't remember specifically, like, but with Kohberger, like, they don't have him. Yeah, his phone was off at the time that the like red rums actually took place. So I bet we're gonna see a bunch of shit where they're kind of like asking for a larger distance to see if they're within that area or something, because then they can be like, but actually if he never was in any of those areas, like if they like weren't able to see where he was at all, then like they're just like, yeah, he must have turned it off. And it's like, well, no, you can't just come to that reasoning just because you didn't find what you wanted to find, you know? Okay, so anyways, it says they want to switch it to 2 miles. On November 26, 2022, at approximately 20:59 hours, the warrant was served on T-Mobile via email at blah, blah, blah at T-Mobile.com. On November 28, 2022, I received an email with the files provided pursuant to the warrant. These files were downloaded to a computer in the secured computer forensic lab at the Moscow Police Department. An examination of the data will be conducted at my earliest convenience. I completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office and affidavit. Wait, yeah. To be returned to the court. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com, as this was the originating email address associated with the documents. Okay, and that's again by Lawrence Murray and then reviewed by Sergeant Lawrence. Cool. Let's go to document 47. I like how short these are. Witness phones. This is from 11:30, 10:06. 11:30:22 by Lawrence Murray at 10:06. No, Yeah, and then the narrative is witness phones. On November 13th, 2022, I was directed to interview potential witnesses in regard to the incidents at 1122 King Road. During this process, I was tasked with extracting data from the following phones. So he's saying on November 13th, his job was to get all the data off of these people's phones. So we've got Dylan Mortensen, Bethany Funk, the girlfriend of no wait, no. Yeah. JD. Oh, Jack Shakur, Emily Alonz, and M.O. Who dat? Very interesting. Why just these people's phones? What about all those other people's phones that he was talking about, like before? Okay, I received signed consent forms of M. Dylan. Oh, fuck. Okay, wait. Of Mortensen. Funk provided verbal consent for her phone to be extracted. Hold up. Who are these people? So it's Mortensen, Shakur, Alonz, whoever the O is, and then Funk gave verbal. Okay. These phones were extracted using the following forensic software. UFED, celebrate version number, blah, 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 magnet axiom version number, blah, 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 blah. Upon completion of the extractions, the phones were returned to their owner as promptly as possible when the data extracted was saved to a computer located in the secure forensic computer at the Moscow Police Department. A forensic examination on the phones will be completed at my earliest convenience. This is dated on November 30th. He has not reviewed these people's phones by November 30th? What the fuck? That's weird, right? That's not cool. That's fucking weird. Okay. On to document 48. Aaron Morris, Aaron Morris, filled out at 11:30:22 at 13:36. Narrative: Vehicle Center Stack booking. Okay. Evidence: Ford Center Stack, Chevy Center Stack. Whose are those? No. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Who? On 11/30/2022, I assisted the FBI with, oh, now we know, with removing the center stacks from Ethan Chapin's Ford Explorer and Madison Mogan's Chevy Cruze. Why? Once the center stacks were removed, I booked them into the Moscow Police Department as evidence. I photographed the serial numbers and attached them to the case. Other photographs attached. When are we gonna get these photographs and shit? Okay, so first of all, why November 30th that they're doing it? Like, again, why are they waiting weeks and weeks afterwards to take this evidence? Also, center stack. What the fuck is a center stack? Is that like the thing that's in the middle? Like, that's like down on the floor or whatever? Like, if anyone knows what a center stack is, let me know. I bet if Landon's not asleep yet, he would know. But I guess they're taking it from Ethan and from Madison Mogan. See, that's weird. Why did they do that? Why did they wait 2 weeks? Do you guys remember? Who's the one that has like the Ford Explorer that's like red? Isn't that Ethan? Because I remember finding some pictures that were pretty weird on X. It was on X. And it was creepy. And it was like a group of people that were like in the back of this red car. And I think they were wearing face masks and they had like knives up or did they? I can't remember. I think or maybe they were doing something like this. Maybe they were holding up a knife, but they might have also been like, I don't know what they're doing. But I'm gonna find that picture now. So, but that makes me think like maybe they found those pictures or they got like a hold of those pictures or someone mentioned something. Then they were like, yo, like that could have been Ethan's car. Like, let's go double check and see if there's like any evidence that we could collect from like the middle of the car, you know? Like I bet that is maybe what happened perhaps. Okay, moving on. You guys, we're almost done to 50. Part of me is like, what do I want to do? Honestly, I kind of want to go smoke a ciggy and just kind of like get the blood flowing. For some reason, these are like annoying me to read right now. I kind of feel like I want to come back on, like maybe go take a little break, do some other stuff. Like I need to like clean up the house because I'm gonna be done house sitting tomorrow. So I'm like, maybe I should do that for a couple of hours and then come back on and review documents for a little bit longer and then maybe go to bed or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm for sure going to 50 documents and then maybe I'll flip a coin or something. All right, so this is document number 49 by Lawrence Maury on 12/01/22 at 8:54. iCloud warrant service. Date 11/28/22. On November 18th, 22. These people are fucking lazy. Like they are bad at record keeping. Yo, like this is apparently for something on November 18th. He's saying that he is like writing it on the 28th, but it's actually dated the like first. Like, jeez. Okay. On November 18th, 2022, I applied for and was granted warrants for the iCloud accounts with the following identifiers: blank at Yahoo, blank, 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 and then something else at iCloud, and then blank, 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 blank. On November 19th, 2022, I applied for and was granted a warrant for the iCloud account with the following identifiers: blank, blank at Yahoo. Why aren't they giving us these freaking names? Like, why does it matter anymore? On November 21st, 2022, I applied for and was granted warrants for the iCloud. Oh, yay! Hold the show. Okay, so this person they're telling us. And then on November 21st, I applied for and was granted warrants for the iCloud account with the following identifiers: Kaylee Gonzalez. And it looks like she has like multiple at Gmail. At Gmail, at Gmail. Dude, what? So she has all these different email addresses at Gmail? And then we know that there's one for Yahoo and one for iCloud and one. I'm confused. These warrants were served via email at blink@apple.com. On November 21st, 2022, I received an email from Apple stating the data for the iCloud accounts associated with Blink at Yahoo and Blink at Yahoo were available to download. I downloaded the links to the files and began downloading the files to the forensic computers located in the secure forensic computer lab at the Moscow Police Department. On November 22nd, 2022, I received an email from Apple stating the data for the iCloud account associated with Blink at iCloud were available to download. I downloaded the links to the files and began downloading the files to the forensic computers located in the secure forensic computer lab at the Moscow Police Department. On November 23rd, 2022, I received an email from Apple stating the data for the iCloud accounts associated with Blank at Gmail and Blank at Gmail were available to download. I downloaded the links to the files and began downloading the files to the forensic computers located in the secure forensic computer lab at the Moscow Police Department. November 25th, 2022, I received an email from Apple stating the data for the iCloud account associated with Blank at Gmail were available to download. I wonder why they all took like such a different amount of time. I downloaded the links to the files and began downloading the files to the forensic computers located at secure forensic computer lab at the Moscow Police Department. November 29th, 2022, I received an email from Apple stating the data for the iCloud account associated with the phone number blank were available to download. I downloaded the links to the files and began downloading the files to the forensic computers located in the secure forensic computer lab at Moscow Police Department. I completed the warrant, return receipt, and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Leta County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the courts. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to Apple, blink@apple.com, as this was the originating email address associated with the documents. And this was written by Lawrence Maury and reviewed by Sergeant Lawrence. Okay. Well, that tells us kind of like a whole lot of nothing, unless people know something else about stuff. All right, and now we're on to document number 50. Okay. Justin Dean. Ooh, something. Okay, maybe that's. Okay, I'm thinking something. Okay, anyways. Justin Dean, 12/01/22, 14:08. Document 50. This is the narrative. Picked up 3 cell phones and hard drive from Walla Walla Police Department. Detective Justin Dean, number 1122. Walla Walla. That's Washington. Narrative. On November 29th, 2022, I was asked to pick up 3 cell phones and a hard drive from Detective Chris Ruchert of the Walla Walla Police Department. I met with Detective Ruchert at approximately 11:55 hours and took possession of the 4 items. I drove back to the Muscatine Police Department, where I handed it to Detective Lawrence Maury at approximately 14:30 hours. Who is this? So Justin Dean is the middleman between this Chris Ruchert dude and then Detective Lawrence Maury. And it was reviewed by Captain Barrett. So I wonder who the hell that is. Who lived in Walla Walla? Hmm. Very interesting. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I think I am going to take a little break. And it's midnight. And I'm through a fifth. No, wait. How many is it? So if there's 250, 5 times 5 is 25. I'm through a fifth of the documents. And it's only taken me a long time. What? It was like 5 hours, 2, and like 9 hours. Wow. So, and then 9 times 5. The same amount that I thought it would. All right. Huh. Well, I think I'm gonna be able to get through a lot this week. Like, I'm gonna do way better than I did last week. When we didn't even get these documents until last week, and like, what night was it? Like, wasn't it? It was Thursday, wasn't it? Or was it Wednesday? I think we got them late at night on Wednesday. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go smoke. I'm gonna go pick up around this house a little bit, and then also I'm gonna find those notes that I took with the like names that I found out were like part of the like initials, like DM is Dawn Mortensen, but I also wrote down about like the different fraternities and sororities too. So hopefully I can definitely find that too before I come back on. And I think I will come back on later tonight. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I do have a little bit of a weird sleep schedule, but um I feel like there's a lot of like streamer people that stay up late, right? But maybe not true crime streamer people. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate everyone for being here, especially Landon. Special shout out to Landon Custom Classics. I appreciate you and all returning people for being here. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. It's free and it would mean so much to me. And also, like the video would be super awesome too. And peace and love. Talk to you guys later. Bye.